Where's the Bigfoot that's in space?
In his britches.
I'm Ronnie. All the good names are taken. Podcast. Blake's here. Tim's here. Day 23, boys. And we just finished the Galaxy Invader from 1985. Now, real quickly, before we start talking all over each other, I remember seeing clips of this movie when watching the Pod People on MST3K. And I was like, I always thought, what is this movie? And I was going through YouTube the other day, and this movie popped up, like all 81 minutes of it. And I immediately texted Tim and said, hey, Tim, which he's got a lot of these this month, Audible, how about this one instead of this other movie we're going to watch? And he was immediately on board.
I will say this, about the time, at some point I realized, holy crap, this movie's long. Like, I don't remember exactly when it hit, but I remember thinking, all right, here we go. I think it was when they captured the alien. And then I you move the mouse to see how much time was left. And I was like, holy shit.
How's there an hour still left?
Exactly.
Ronnie, I know you hadn't got to hear this a lot in October. How is this a horror movie? Is this a horror movie?
You know the rules, Blake. Tim even knows the rules by now. If IMDb lists it as a horror movie, it's a horror movie. And I had it pulled up because I knew that was going to get asked or axed.
You know, the monster isn't even a bad guy.
No, he's wonderful.
That's what, I mean, one of my questions was for you boys. Who are we rooting for in this? The monster has 0 kills at the end of this.
We're rooting for the dude in the black cowboy hat. We're rooting for Frank Custer because he ruled.
You're wrong about that, Blake. The monster, the alien had a lot. The Galaxy Invader had a lot of kills.
Oh, he did. Okay, the posse that was hunting him. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad.
I got my posse, and
I mean, you're not rooting for anybody in particular in this movie.
I sat around, and I'm like, okay, this is about what I thought it was. And then a few things happened in this movie that made it totally worth wasting 80 minutes of your life. The movie starts off, guys, and I broke it down into 3 things, and I know you guys have stuff to talk about. But as far as I'm concerned, there's 3 things to talk about in this movie: the Montague family, David and Dr. Tracy, and then the criminal activity between Montague and Frank Custer to try to get rich. When this movie starts and they're all sitting at the breakfast table in what looks to be the most bum F country scene ever, and Carol goes, she said something about her boyfriend, Michael. And then it cuts to another 50-year-old who says something.
She's going to the prom with Michael, even though they're both 50.
No. See, you guys obviously don't know how to keep up with classic film. She was making a joke. And that's what pissed Joe, her father, off. And she's like, what are you going to be late for? I'm going to be late for prom, Dad. Don't you bullshit with me. And that's when, probably best scene in the movie, the father stands up, slaps the shit out of her, and chases her outside with a gun.
His shirt's ripped in 3 places, but it's perfectly white.
And you would expect, I was hoping it was going to be a running gag, Tim, where the rips in the shirt would get bigger and bigger throughout the movie.
Or just in different places.
That would have been even better. Put it in different places. I started to do the review tonight with just the center cut of my shirt cut out.
They were fresh cut. Like they were fresh cut holes in the shirt. They didn't even wash it.
So me and Blake grew up in this. This is a family. Edit. The dad's obviously beating the hell out of all of them. He's beat poor JJ, which I'm assuming means Joe Jr., till he's. I mean, it's a 60-year-old guy still living at home saying, "Hey, Pa." So one of 2 things.
We'll get it, Pa. We'll get it, Daddy.
And Ronnie just touched base on it. We know that you can beat someone, but you can't beat the out of somebody.
Is that science fact?
I don't know, but who knows? Edit. The mom looks 90. Everybody's getting terrorized by this old man that weighs 135 pounds, when if they just knew the old rule, if Daddy's raping and beating the hell out of all of us, we just got to kill him when he goes to sleep and bury him.
Where's Dad's accent from? He sounds like Jimmy Stewart, but they're supposed to be out in the country.
It goes in and out.
He sounds like the dude from Pet Cemetery.
I think sometimes he's trying to put on a country accent, and then sometimes it's regular Baltimore.
It's
Baltimore accent because this was made. I think this was made in Baltimore or in Maryland somewhere. I could be completely off on that. This whole family situation is crazy. They make it out like Carol's boyfriend Michael is some kind of rough guy that she doesn't need to be around. And the first thing this great dude says is, "Hey, I'll take you. I'll take your mom. I'll take your sister. I'll take your 70-year-old brother. You can all come live with me and I'll take care of you."
But she wants to do things the right way. So
yeah, she wants to keep living at home. This house they lived in was gigantic. And I'm going to pose the first question to you two guys. Is Joe unemployed and broke? Does he have a steady job or is he always working with Custer?
He's claiming like 4 kids, right?
Yeah, at least.
Like he's probably getting all kinds of benefits from those. That's why the kids have to stay with him. He's threatening them with a gun every time they try to leave.
I think Joe at one point was a successful businessman, but as the daughter Catherine pointed out, everybody in town knows he's a bum and a drunk. The reason he's mad at her boyfriend Chris, I think his name's Chris,
Michael,
is because he tried to con him and he didn't fall for it.
Michael's too smart for that shit. Guys, we could talk about this all day long, but we're going to make this one nice and easy, boys.
The evolution of Joe's character, going from deadbeat father and husband to, hey, I'm going to make some money off this alien. I'm going to act normal for 20 minutes, and then I'm back to being a rapist at the end of the movie. Yep. Fantastic.
How do you make money off that? How do you make money off of this alien, like, glowing orb? What's his plan?
Val and Earl, National Geographic.
That was one of my notes, Tim. Who exactly are Custer and Joe going to sell this to? Custer says I got an alien guy. I'm going to bring him in like Pawn Stars.
Custer puts it together so fast. You know how in a horror movie, you're one of the like irritating points is they refuse to put 2 and 2 together. Like it is a monster, or it is puppets, or it is an alien. Dude, Custer's on top of it. He's like, no, there was some weird stuff going on the other night. You know what? I believe you. This is from an alien. Dude, it took him 2 seconds.
So is Custer
zero questions asked.
Is Custer the town mobster, or is he like just another loser down on his luck?
What's the dude in Roadhouse? The rich dude,
Brad Wesley.
He's the Brad Wesley character. I think he's got money. He's got the women. He's got the only good-looking woman in town.
And everybody knows she's ready to go because, like Blake said earlier, Joe immediately after Custer dies, he's going to move right in and he's going to sexually assault this woman on his couch in his living room.
Yeah,
guys, I got another problem that I'm almost positive y'all hadn't put together yet.
All right.
We got another. All right. We got another little subplot going on with this young kid named David.
That's one of my notes.
The movie opens up. He's calling Dr. Tracy.
Yeah.
From the school he went to, the college he went to the year before. And he drives 5 hours to see what's going on. Guys, I'm telling you right now, you only drive 5 hours for one thing, and it ain't aliens.
So
we got a pedophile on our hands.
I wrote down if it was just me, like, am I an asshole for immediately thinking pedo sex? Or I guess he's old enough. So, I mean, he's coming to get this young ex-student, and that's the only thing he's doing it for, right?
You stay right there on the side of the road. I'll be there in 6 hours.
No, that was one of my notes is he was definitely banging that guy, and he drove 5 hours for a little alien route.
Little alien style.
I love how later in the movie, Catherine tells Michael they shot Dr. Tracy, and he's like, "You're kidding. Michael don't know who the F Dr. Tracy is. He works at a college 6 hours away."
I figured he was just being a smart ass. Like, you kidding?
You kidding?
Not Dr. Tracy. Hey, Tracy, though, is shaping him up to be like the Richard Dreyfuss from Close Encounters. He's like the alien expert. He calls his alien guys before he goes out there to molest that kid again. Yeah. And when he gets there, they walk around a little bit, and he's like, "Hey, how about some grub?" And he takes them to what I thought was a bar. It could have been like a 1985 Chili's for all I know, but it was.
They would have never survived walking into that bar. That old college professor guy with the mustache with this young lad.
Yeah, it's the 80s. They would have cut his off and then fed it to him. Edit. Back to what I was saying. You think he's going to have a bigger role in the movie, and then him and David. All right, I'm just going to throw this out here, guys. During the alien chase scene, Montague and Custer round up the town scum at the bar, and they go hunting an alien. And they are firing. And at this point is when I was like, oh God, this movie's great, because the first 5 minutes they were chasing the alien. And I could just picture the poor bastard that was in the alien costume that had to run through the woods at night. And then it turned into a shootout, and he got to shoot Roman candles at everybody with this gun/egg thing that he had, that later become the more valuable thing that everybody wanted, was the gun and the egg. And out of nowhere, Custer, Joe, and JJ just dive on top of him with ropes and choke out the alien. I thought it was amazing.
I thought it was great because it lets the aliens know our worst can sneak up behind you and capture you alive. Yeah. Stay away, aliens. This is no place for you.
But that's not even the best running scene with the alien, because when Dr. Tracy and young Dickhead are in the garage with him, they said, all right, we just got to hope this alien knows we got to haul ass. They open the gate and take off running, and you see the alien, running to get away from Joe and the rest of the KKK.
The Proud Boys. And then when...
Seriously. No, I mean, I'm glad you said that. Replace the alien. This movie, it doesn't miss a beat, right? It doesn't miss anything.
The alien comes out of the bushes, and he's like, and stands after Dr. Tracy gets shot and killed with a one-hitter quitter, and the alien's like, oh, wrong arm. And posed up before he gets blasted.
Was that before or after? Wait, was this after the gunfight at the OK Corral in the woods?
Because
after Arn Anderson took one in the torso.
I knew you were going to say Arn Anderson. The guy with the flannel looked exactly like Arn Anderson.
Yeah, the guy, Arn Anderson.
I saw it.
Took the best shot of the whole movie. Everyone else is like sparklers going like at their feet or something. They like sized him up. That was his shot.
Let's be honest. At this point in the movie, we don't know if this alien is a bad guy or a good guy or what. That's the reason I made the note that when Professor Tracy and David, once they untied the alien that was tied up in the garage, if the alien would have immediately horribly killed them because it was evil, it would have been the best scene in the movie.
What was the actual best scene in the movie? Because there weren't a lot of great scenes. I have one in my head.
Joe going off the cliff.
Going off the cliff.
That's mine. They decided to finally be cinematic and hit a slow motion lead up shot, taking a butt to the head.
And what beautiful writing to let the wife do it after all the abuse she's taken.
Yeah.
So what the guys are talking about is at the end of the movie, Joe is now the full heel. They had
the punches, guys. The punches in the fight sequences that
I got a note right here, Blake, that when they sneak in there and they take the gun at the 71-minute mark, JJ punches his dad, and that was worth the 80 minutes that I wasted my life on. And that was before we got to the scene where Michael, Carol's boyfriend, and Joe are fighting on the edge of a cliff, and the mom hits him in the back of the head with a gun, and it's like they shot a dummy out of a cannon. It shoots right over the side, and they give like 3 separate shots from 3 separate like angles.
They slow-mo the crap out of that. Like, they really, really bring it home. The only thing that sucks is you wanted this to be the big part of the movie because you're doing it in slow-mo, 6 different angles, but you can't cut the part where she slows up right before she hits him in the back of the head. You saw that in slow motion 5 times, that it's not a real shot. That totally kills the moment.
No, it was great. It made it that much better that just a little tap with that gun, she had so much pent-up rage that it shot him.
Well, it's saved when he goes over. That saves everything.
I finally think I understand after listening to y'all describe that ending. I understand why this is a horror movie, because you don't know if Joe is dead or alive.
He could come back. He could be right there at the breakfast table in the morning time, because it feels like this is a normal day for this family. Like they always get into some bullshit.
Yeah, this is Sunday at 1 p.m.
He thinks up some plan that's going to make him a lot of money, and then it ends in a chase and gunfight. Somebody dies.
It ends with people dead, him trying to do sexual assault, and he gets thrown off a cliff. So he thinks he's dead. But people like him never die. They come wandering back up.
Yeah.
That's the Galaxy Invader, 1985, boys. We'll go around the horn. Blake, what do you rate it?
This is a 2.5 out of 10.
Tim.
4 out of 10.
4. I'm going to go, Blake was right around the point. I'm going to go 2.3. This, as far as shot on video, I'm not even sure this is considered shot on video.
The link I watched, I think the first 10 minutes are in black and white, and then somehow the rest is in color. I thought it was well done.
When are you guys doing your shot to video so I can do the music to it? I was listening to the stuff, to the set, quote unquote soundtrack, and I was like, man, I could totally do at least this well if these guys would ever get their crap together and shoot their movie.
Tim, you brought it up, but the soundtrack of this little flick's not bad at all.
It's there, but man, it's uneven. It's pretty crappy.
Okay, you're probably fixing to hammer me, but you're an expert when it comes to Toho and stuff like that. It's got a little bit of those action Japanese movies, the robot or whatever the hell, those space Japanese movies. It's got a little bit of that to the soundtrack, I thought. On
those parts, I just figured they stole that from someone else. Like, because you could tell there's a huge drop off when they're just trying to put in some background sound by themselves. This is tough to talk about without the clips of the music.
Yeah, no, maybe we should slide those in there. ATGNAT podcast at gmail.com. Tim, we're 23 days in. You reckon anybody has emailed us yet?
I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have.
We're on X. We're on Instagram. Hit us up there. Patreon and YouTube memberships if you want to. Guys, 23 days in, 8 days left. We don't need a sign that says we miss Blake. His ass is right over there trying not to fall asleep.
Did you rate the movie?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd I say, Blake?
2.3.
2.3. There you go. I'm all over it, Tim. Tim's trying to catch me rating a movie better than one of the better movies.
He'll get you. It's not hard.
I'm actually keeping up with it a little bit better than I used to because some of your stuff is a little suspicious, man. It's shaky.
How's it suspicious? I mean, you going to tell me what I like?
What's the greatest horror movie of all time to you?
Galaxy Invader.
The Galaxy Invader. What the hell's wrong with you?
Okay.
Ronnie, I was a little nervous to come on here with Tim because I've watched every episode of October, and this guy has been knocking it out of the park. I feel like I'm not worthy. I feel like he's like our Hulk Hogan right now. He's the third man.
No, I'm way more of a Randy Savage, and Hogan's just waiting to come in and like take the belt from me when he comes back.
He did do that a lot. Tim, a lot of the people, and by a lot, one of them asked about what you got on your back wall back there. You want to show them real quick or no?
We'll have to do that separately because I'm going to totally nerd out if I have to do that. There's good stuff back there.
Big background. All right, we're going to make it through this. We'll see you guys tomorrow. See you, Blake. See you, Tim. All right.
Dude, we can't rush through the one when you two guys are both here.
He did.
We just did.
Had a lot to say about it, and he rushed through it.
I wrote more notes for this movie than any other movie ever.
Did you really?
We didn't talk about shit. I love it.
There's like the guy, like the alien. It's like he's standing up, and for the first time you see him he's wearing like bondage straps with like this ball in the middle. And you're like, dude, the aliens got clothes. They wear clothes, but they don't even cover anything.
Well, you do realize you can jump in and say any of that at any time. I wanted to talk about the fact that it looks like they changed mask on the alien halfway through the movie because he had a different expression on his face.
Why does the alien have such an evil-looking mask if he's not supposed to be the bad guy? Was that supposed to be a twist, even though early in the movie he doesn't kill anybody? He lets the brother live, even though the brother stole his balls.
Yeah, like right off the bat, I'm thinking, well, he just took out JJ really quick, and all he did was put tasers. Was it tasers set to stun or whatever it's called? Phasers.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. He just tapped him, took him down.
I thought that was an egg, and I thought when they put it in the garage, shit was going to hatch.
I did too, because in the movie I was telling you guys about earlier, and I guess we'll just keep going since the show's not over. We just muscled right through that ending. But in the pod people, that MST3K riffed on, they left little eggs like that everywhere, and they start to hatch and come after the people in the mountains. Like I said, I don't know if those movies were even related, but it had to have been done by the same people or the same studio, because all of these clips were in the very beginning of those credits to that movie.
I mean, Joe's on the porch. I don't know. It's how you activate that pistol, that pistola he's got.
I mean, how terrible is that you got to light up that ball to be able to shoot that NES zapper?
Dude, these hillbillies would have watched that ball burn in the yard all day if they would had enough beer. Look at it. Look, you poke it with a stick and it burns.
I know Joe was exhausted because he's on the porch with the rifle. I'm going to kill JJ. I'm going to kill your mama. And then the next thing, he's asleep on the couch. And then he's awake in the woods. And then he's back asleep on the couch. He wakes up. Vicky's there. It's time to rape. And then he's taking another nap in the chair. They're going to sneak in and steal the alien. I love it.
What was the other daughter's name whose gimmick was, I hate him?
I thought she was going to be the one to kill him at the end of it.
Then I really hate him. And Mom was like,
there was like four people sitting on the floor at one point when the dad come in.
No explanation who they were.
Yeah, I could have swore two of them were guys. And then when he leaves out, she goes, I hate him. And then the one that I thought was a guy that was actually a chick goes, I'd hate him if he's my daddy too. Like,
why the hell is Veronica so upset about seeing the alien? She just saw him in the woods in daylight and gave him his gun back. But now she's screaming, oh my God, he's in here with me in the basement.
Shot out of sequence for sure. That's a definite.
Sure.
Joe gets his hands on the gun, and the first thing he says is, I'm finna just shoot it off in the house. What if the house would have exploded? Like Friday 13th, part 7.
Yeah. Well, you got a new gun, you got to shoot it.
Damn, Daddy, that's cool.
There's a couple of quotes in this movie that I just didn't understand. Like, I guess I should have figured Joe was going full-fledged heel if he wasn't already at the beginning of the movie when he's chasing his daughter. When he goes, damn, I bet the Russians would pay $1 million for this. And then he had one that just totally didn't make any sense. It was like, when Custer shows up, he's like, I'm more nervous than a hog on a grill.
Dude, was that what he said?
Yeah.
I didn't rewind it because I heard something on a grill, and I was like, it probably didn't make sense.
You know what? They're knocking that song, beans don't burn on the grill.
But it's nothing like that.
Except it's horrible.
Oh, God. Is there anything else? What else you got? What's up? What else is in the notes?
Joe's effed up more than a Father's Day.
Edit. Edit. And the boys didn't realize Ronnie had to edit this immediately after and put it out. And that's probably the reason he wanted to end it early. So we continued on for another 15 minutes.
We did good. We did good. We did a little 5-minute quick burn through of everything. That was nice.
Sucks. I've really enjoyed watching y'all this whole October. And some of the movies y'all made me wish I would have watched. And then Ronnie said, hey, if you got time, check this link out. And I went right back into that dark place that I hadn't been to in over a year.
Real quick, Blake, what's some of the movies that you wish you would have got to watch after watching a few of these reviews?
I really wanted to watch Phantasm.
Yeah.
I listened to that review today, and there was one a couple of days ago that y'all did. I wanted to watch. It wasn't Winnie the Pooh because I actually started that.
How far did you get?
As soon as they killed Christopher Robin's wife, I was out. In its very beginning.
Hercules Hernandez.
Movie. I made it all the way through the review, but I'm talking about watching the movie.
Right.
I wish I could have watched the Night of the Living Dead remake with you and Boz, but I can't find that anywhere.
It's broke up into like 15 parts on YouTube.
Ravenous. I wanted to watch Ravenous after y'all's review of that.
Hey, that's just a legit great movie. Like, that's just one you'd want to watch, period.
Tim, you look good down there, man. I like the outfit. Tim has been reading the comments.
And I remember liking Lake Placid, and y'all kind of ripped on it in y'all's review, so I kind of wanted to revisit that.
No, okay, you sound like Darren.
Dude, that's a whole ATG and AT thing y'all can do where you guys go like Lake Placid revisited. And you basically do the review again, but it's him.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're pretty much going to do that anyway, Tim. We're going to good, bad, and ugly all these movies that me and you did.
Get his opinion on everything. Dude,
yeah.
Fantastic.
People pay to see Blake. That's the bottom line. I mean,
he is the star.
Yeah. I'm Jimmy Hart. That's all I am. Are we
Does
through,
that
boys?
make me? What's the guy that? What's the dude that was always in Letterman's band? The guy with the glasses and the bald
Oh,
head.
oh my goodness. What is his name?
Schaefer.
Paul
Paul
Schaefer.
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 All right. So I'm going to end it because I got to edit it. This was
All right.
great. Galaxy Invader.
I got one more bad joke before I sign off. I've
All right.
opened up my own business. It's a gay bar for paraplegics. It's called. I'm out.
See you tomorrow.